Hello there. In this video, we are going to talk about everything about Performance Max campaigns. We have been using Performance Max campaigns for more than 6 months now, even from the time when it was a limited beta feature. The results overall are comparable with the results we get from Google search and Facebook campaigns, and in certain cases they are even better. Now, just to give you an idea, I have personally tested Performance Max campaigns for a variety of clients. Some of them are one of the biggest advertisers in UAE and for small clients as well. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to give you a quick glimpse with a small advertiser where we tested Facebook campaign and Performance Max campaigns for the same product. So if you see here, this is the product we were promoting. I mean, weekly delivery of these bottles. Actually, it's a subscription product. So this is 210 dirhams for 7 days. I mean, usually what we have seen is people subscribe this for at least 3 months on an average. So we have been running a Performance Max campaign for this product. I mean, if I just filter by Performance Max, there's just one campaign. And if you see that for this product, what we have seen is we got 103 conversions, and a conversion is set up in Google Ads as a subscription bot on the website. And the average cost per conversion is 21 dirhams, which is very, very cheaper than what we see on Facebook and other channels. So if you see here, if I click on this campaign and I go to, let's say I want to show you the asset groups and the ads and the landing page. So here we are, and we are promoting different products, and if you click on any of the ads, it will redirect you to this particular page where we are selling this product. And on the contrary, if I take you to the Facebook ad manager, and we see that the campaign has been running for a few days and we have only got 33 purchases, but the cost per result purchase is 307 dirhams overall. And if you see here, so we got two ad sets here testing multiple strategies. So one of them is 255 dirhams, one of them is 369 dirhams, which is like more than 10 times what we are getting on Performance Max campaigns. Though we have tested this for a lot of other advertisers, you won't see these kind of extremes and everything, because this product is such that we kind of connected with the audiences which we're looking for on Google, and we are not able to do that yet on Facebook. But overall, when we compare it, I mean, I have tried it for one of the telecom clients, which has huge budgets, and where we were selling like different kind of plans, prepaid plans, postpaid plans, accessories, even devices, home internet. And when we compared the Performance Max campaigns with our search campaigns and Facebook campaigns, we were doing slightly better on Performance Max campaigns. Now, before we jump into actually how to set up Performance Max campaigns, I want to tell you some quick important points you need to remember about Performance Max campaigns if you have not already tested them. The first thing you need to understand about Performance Max campaigns is it is one of the Google's efforts to go, because all these companies know that automation is the future in digital marketing. People and companies are trying to automate as many processes as possible and making it kind of available to an end user to set up campaigns on the go. Now, Performance Max campaigns is one of such campaigns which uses a lot of automation, and it uses some AI backed up with Google's enormous data as well. So basically what you do is you upload some assets with your search ad copies, you upload some images, you upload some videos, and that's all. Google will automatically run all these combinations of your ads on Google different properties, and apart from your assets, you just choose the right bidding strategy which is good for your business. Maybe target ROAS, you target CPA, and Google will take care of everything. You do not have to split your budgets across search campaigns and display campaigns and YouTube campaigns, because in Performance Max campaigns you can put all your budget there, and Google will automatically allocate it across Google search, Google display, Google YouTube, and you don't even have to worry about how to split your budget across these different types of campaigns. The third thing you need to understand about Performance Max campaigns is if you are running a Google search campaigns parallelly, this campaign will complement, because this contains this Performance Max campaigns will show Google search campaigns as well. So you don't have to worry about it, because if you are bidding on a keyword with exact match in your parallelly running Google search campaign in the same ad account, Performance Max campaign will not bid against that campaign. So you can think of Performance Max campaign as a complementing to your Google search campaigns, and you can run both parallelly. But it's not advisable to run Performance Max campaigns along with your Gmail campaign, your YouTube campaign, or your display campaign. So that's a lot of information about Performance Max campaigns. Let's jump into my laptop and actually set up one campaign where I show you what are the different settings and what are the best practices. So once you go into your Google Ads account, to create a Performance Max campaign, you need to click on this button here, just like any other campaign, create on new campaign. And the first setting you will see here is, now in order to run a Performance Max campaign, your goal has to be either sales, leads, and I think local store visits, or you can select create campaign without a goal. If you select product and brand consideration, brand awareness, app promotion, you won't see this option of creating Performance Max campaign in this step. So I selected create a campaign without a goal guidance, and I will select Performance Max here. So this is the option you have to select. It was a beta feature. I already had a video when it was released for everyone, but not in detail now that I have been using it for a while. So that's why I created this detailed video. Now in this case, what I'll go ahead is, it's asking you to choose what conversion goal you want to focus on. And in this case, I will select begin checkout, or you can select, let's say, a purchase, or you can select a lead form, whatever. So let's go with this particular goal now, and it'll ask you for a campaign name. So I will select Performance Max 3 test. So I will select Performance Max 3 test and click on continue here. So the next step will ask for a budget. If you see on the left hand side, these are the steps of setting up a Performance Max campaign. Now we are in the first step, which is budget. Let's say I'll say 10 dirhams. And the next step will ask is, what do you want to focus on? Obviously you will want to focus on conversions, or as well as you can choose conversion value, and you can choose set a target cost per action as well, for example. But what I would suggest in the beginning is select what do you want to focus on, conversions, and the conversion step is defined what we selected in the previous step. But initially your target CPA has to be high. Even if you're willing to run this campaign with a target CPA of, let's say, 5 dirhams, set it at 8 initially until you get some conversions, and then you can reduce it to your target CPA. But initially let Google play around a bit. So in my case, I will leave this empty, set a target cost, and then I will click on next. Now it'll ask you the usual information about which countries you want to target, which languages you want to target, and I will not waste any time there. And the next step is final URL expansion. This option is important because, as you can see here, it says use final URL expansion to get more conversions from relevant searches. Google will automatically update the headline for each ad to match the search intent and drive to the best landing page. So if you select this option, what Google will do is, based on the keyword, they will find a relevant page and they will change the headline based on what user is searching for, so that it's very relevant, and they will redirect to them to a dedicated page. Now if your website is huge and your website is such that your flow, the user journey, leads to the sales or the conversion you are looking for, and if not, if you're not comfortable with that, let's say you are a real estate company and you want people to fill a lead form on a certain page, then you can say only send traffic to URLs you have provided. And in that case, what we'll do is we will click on next. And if you see that the campaign settings are done, now we have to give it a name. Now asset groups, you have to understand this concept because it's a little bit new terminology for Google Ads. Now asset groups is like, if you have ever run a YouTube campaign, you know, we have the ad groups there where we can club together different kind of ads together. So one of the examples I can give to explain asset group is, for example, recently I was working with one of the clients who set up the Performance Max campaigns. They had 3 different products. One was a meal plan, one was an ebook, and one was a course on how to lose weight. They had a course. Now for each of these 3 products, they had different assets and they had different communication. So what they did is they created 3 asset groups and chose different ad and communication in one group for each of the products. Now, if you are in a certain, let's say Now, just in case, to give you another example, if you are a real estate company and you are promoting 3 different properties, so in that case, what you do is you create 3 different asset groups within one campaign and have each property for one asset group, because it'll have its own video, it'll have its own image. Now, one of the things Google recommends is to reduce the number of campaigns if you have multiple products and services, so you can leverage these asset groups as well. It's just like an ad group. You can use one asset group in one campaign, or you can use multiple. But the thing is, if you have dedicated budget for each of your product and services, you cannot control that in here. So let's go to the next step, which is very important. So you give a final URL, which is the click-through URL. Then you have to add images, you have to add logos, and you have to add videos. So if you don't know the specs, you can hover here and it will show you what kind of assets you need to design for this campaign, which is the usual portrait, landscape, and square. And then you have videos, but in videos you can only use YouTube videos. But in case you don't have any YouTube videos, what Google will do is they will automatically create videos with your headlines and images which you provided, and then the normal headlines and the descriptions for search, because this campaign will have search ads as well, and the long headline and description. Then you will choose a call to action. One of the options here is automated, where it will automatically show learn more or whatever the search query user was searching for on Google. And then your business name, because it will be shown in some of the ad formats as well. So to give you an idea, because I don't have the assets readily available here now, so if I go to one of the existing campaigns, so if I go here, if you see, let's say edit assets, so we have uploaded all these images, videos, and headlines and descriptions. Now, if you see here, you can see previews that how will your ads look on each of the properties. Let's say on YouTube, it will look like this within the videos. What's happening here? Okay, it will look like something like this, and not just one format. Even on YouTube, it will appear in different formats. This is another format how it will appear on YouTube. And it's not just the videos ads that will appear on YouTube. If you see, it will be within the videos on your feed as an image, and it will combine all these headlines and images and videos. Then obviously it will appear something like this. Something like this. You can see all the formats, though you cannot control what formats to show and what not. And then similarly, you can go to Gmail and you will see how your ad will appear in Gmail on, let's say, mobile phone, open, and you can check for how it will appear on desktop, open, and you can check how it will appear as closed. And similarly, you can go to Google search. It will show you different combinations from your headlines and description. Then how will it appear on display? So it's not just in display, for example, it will not just use the images you provided. It will still combine different assets. Now, if you see that this is an image separate, it has added some assets and created a very unique format, which is probably, it was called magazine style ad at one time. So in display, it will even combine your headlines, descriptions, and create like a display ad 300x250 on apps, and let's say on desktop, it will appear like this. So you can check all these combinations until you are satisfied, so that if you don't like anything here, you can remove that headline or that image, whatever you want. And if you show on discover, so it appears only on mobile, you can see how it will appear on discover. It creates a very interesting format sometimes, like honestly. So yeah, I mean, when you check all these details, it will show you that in terms of your strength, you in images, it's asking to add few more images because we just have 8 here. Videos, it's like it's enough. Headlines is enough. Description is enough. So it's just saying that your ad strength is average. We need to add some more images, more the better. And once you're done with this, then what you have to do is you go here into our audience signals. This is like the last step in the setup process. Now that's what makes this interesting. If you click on add an audience signal, so I'll create a test. So if you see here, you can create any kind of custom audiences. Let's say I can create people with these interests or purchases, people who searched for these terms on Google. It's just the same custom audiences which we have on Google, and it's very powerful because you can literally target people who were searching for certain keywords on Google. Now, for real estate and certain, like, let's say, weight loss programs, the keywords are sometimes expensive. So it's a good practice to create a custom audiences and target those people later. And you can also target people who visited certain types of websites, where you can include your competitors or people who have certain kind of apps. I mean, this is separate in terms of targeting what you have been using. There is separate videos on how to use custom audiences, but for now, I mean, just to give you an idea, I was showing you. And then your data in terms of, so that was custom audiences. The second section is your data, where you can target people who visited your website, or any kind of first party data where you can target people who visited your website, certain pages on your website, who took certain actions on your website, or even your Google Analytics data, which you can push into your Google Ads. And then obviously the Google provided affinity and interest targeting, which you must, I assume you know. And if you don't, you can just go to YouTube and search for what are affinity and interest targeting audiences available on Google Ads. And then you can target demographics as well. Now, most of the campaigns, what we saw is, in terms of targeting, what we did is we targeted in certain cases all website users, in certain cases people who added products to their cart, people who already bought certain products, and we created lookalike audiences of those. And on Performance Max campaigns, those have been generating results, really good results. And it makes sense because Google automatically finds other audiences like those as well. The second targeting that worked on performance marketing is the custom audiences based on what keywords they were searching on Google. That has been working consistently almost across all clients as well. So these are the two targeting methods I would suggest if you are just starting on Performance Max campaigns, and obviously later you can expand those. Now, once you click on save, in this step, okay, let's say I targeted whatever I wanted to, because I don't have any assets, so I won't be able to save it. But if you click on next, it will ask you what kind of site links you want to use. Obviously they'll only appear across your search campaigns, and you can select your call extensions. You click on next, and it'll show you a summary, because I didn't update the URL field and the assets, but honestly that's all. And it'll show you what will be your estimated cost per conversion, and what will be the conversion, and your daily budget, and you will have a campaign set up like this on your Google Ads. I suggest everyone who has been investing on Google Ads to run a Performance Max campaign, because in most of the cases it did better than Google search and Facebook. And I really believe in this, and I think that this is going to be one of the most important campaigns going forward. One, because Google will push it a lot, because it obviously promotes their own inventory across their multiple properties. And the second thing, the use of automation is amazing in Performance Max campaigns. So I think this is going to be a main campaign in the near future. So you should start testing it now onwards. And I hope this video was anyway helpful to you. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one.